Welcome back. We're going to do some fingerstyle playing today. Now what I just did was just a basic fingerstyle pattern, and we're going to learn how to do that using chords that are 4, 5, or 6 strings. That way you'll be able to do this no matter what. So for this video we're going to use the D chord. That's a 4-string chord using only strings 4, 3, 2, 1. The C chord, which is a 5-string chord, and the G chord, which is a 6-string chord. Now, to make this really simple, we're going to walk through it with just 4 open strings, and I'm going to use only the thumb and the index finger. Then, as you become proficient with that, we're going to talk about how to make this a 5-string pattern or a 6-string pattern, and also how to introduce a new finger, the middle finger, to make this a little more smooth. So the basic pattern is going to be what we call the outside-inside pattern. And you'll notice sometimes I say this funny. I don't say outside-inside. I say outside-inside. That's because we're going to take strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. And of those strings, we're going to play 4 and 1 with thumb and index as the outside strings. Outside. We're going to say that to help us become rhythmic with this. Then we move those same 2 fingers in to strings 3 and 2, and those are the inside strings, so we say inside as we play those. So that will become string 4, then 1, string 3, then 2. And what we're going to say is out, side, in, side. Now, things to remember as we start this process: try not to lock your little finger down to the face of the guitar. Also, try not to lock your fingers onto the first string. Try not to let your palm stick to the bridge. These are all anchoring techniques that make you feel a little more confident. And eventually we'll learn what some of these are for, like letting the little finger ride up and down on the face of the guitar as you play. Just for a reference point, that's a valid technique for some things. Holding on to the string, sometimes we're trying to mute the string, so sometimes that's a valid technique. And then muting with the palm, or actually locking our palm down to the bridge, sometimes that's valid too, when you want to hear like a kind of a muted bass note when you're playing, you know, this kind of thing. Instead of that loud bass note, we get this. Instead of that kind of thing. So all of these are valid, but for today, let's try to have a free right hand not touching anything except strings on the guitar. And again, let's go through this. It's thumb, index, thumb, index. And I think you can tell I'm moving from string 4 with thumb to 1 with index, 3 with thumb, 2 with index. Now you'll see people play with their fingers, other fingers extended. Some people play with the fingers curled. This is open hand, closed hand. There's no real right or wrong here, but you will find that sometimes you'll be playing and it's easier to do certain patterns with an open right hand and certain patterns with a closed right hand. It's going to be really personal and up to you. For now, just try to have your fingers relaxed and open so that you're not tensing up into a fist and letting that hand get stressed out. So open, relaxed hand, thumb on 4, finger, index finger on 1, thumb on 3, finger on 2. Now as you start, watch that hand. 4, 1, 3, 2. 4, 1, 3, 2. So when you're looking down at those strings, you should sort of see the letter X created by your thumb and index finger. They should cross. Your thumb should be extended out a little bit past your index, and your index should be back. If it looks like this, that is not necessarily wrong, but it's not as functional for this strum pattern. So your thumb's a little extended and you're using it fully extended while your finger is kind of pointed straight back at your elbow. We also do this to keep the tendons in line in the arm so that you're not twisting your wrist and trying to pull up and down and do that kind of thing and causing strain and stress in there. So just remember, extended thumb, your finger sort of pulls straight back to your elbow, your thumb pushes down, and we're going to try to practice out, side, in, side, out, side, in, side. It should sound just like that. Now when you feel like you've got a handle on that, let's add the D chord with the left hand, and then you'll actually start to hear music. Work this up to any tempo. Don't worry about going fast, go slow, be accurate, but just know that in time this will get faster and faster. It's out, side, in, side, out, side, in, side. Relax. If you find yourself tensing up and playing like that, you gotta let that go. Slow down, back away from it, and start over. Relax right hand. Don't let anything tense up. The tension takes away from the speed and the clear sound, basically. So make sure you're always relaxed when you do this. Now we're going to switch to a 5-string chord, and we'll call that C for now. It could be any 5-string chord. But for the purpose of this pattern and to get the most mobility out of the thumb, which is generally the problem, what we want to do is only move one string. So we're not going to play the 4th string at all. We're going to play string 5, but everything else will stay the same. So the strings now are 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1, 3, 2, or outside, inside, outside, inside. Notice I'm still relaxed. All that's moved, instead of 4, 1, 3, 2, it's 5, 1, 3, 2. So the D moves to the C, and the only thing that changes is the bass note we're playing. And you can just continue that progression right to the G chord, which is a 6-string chord. And we're still going to play strings 3, 2, and 1, but we're going to move the thumb to 6. So it's 6, 1, 3, 2, 6, 1, 3, 2. Now, what we're developing with this is thumb accuracy and just precision in general, and getting this thumb to go from 4 to 5 to 6. And you'll see it has to bounce quite a bit here. 6 to 3, 6 to 3, over and over. That's the D chord, and there's just a brief little motion here in the thumb. There's the C chord, and the thumb has to move more here from 5 to 3, and then the G chord from 6 to 3. So we're trying to develop accuracy and that mobility with the thumb. And what I'd like you to do is this: try to play the pattern 4 times on each chord. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now pause, reset the chord, think out the pattern here, do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, reset the chord, this is G, and think out the pattern. Maybe even do this: touch the index finger to string 1 and let the thumb go from 6 to 3. And then run that 4 times. That's 3 and 4. Until you can do this without resetting in between. Slow is good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back to the first one. 2, 3, 4. So get to the point where you can play that without pausing in between the chords. It's not only helping your fingerstyle pattern be continuous, but it's also helping your chord changes with the left hand become a little more fluid. I've told you we were going to add a finger to make this even easier. The only thing you have to do, if you'll rethink this whole thing, the outside, you just add the middle instead of index. So if we'll go back to the 4 open strings at the beginning, outside becomes thumb on the 4th, and then middle on the 1st, and then inside becomes thumb on the 3rd, and index on the 2nd. So it looks like this. It's thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Now, basically the principle of adding a finger just means now we have more to work with, so it should go a little faster. So we can do this. That rolling motion is created because we're able to go just a little quicker by using extra fingers. Don't feel like you have to incorporate that until you have completely just become really proficient with just thumb and index. And eventually we'll use more fingers. In general, we don't use the little finger for fingerstyle playing. We use thumb, index, middle, and ring only. And you'll find that you can use all those fingers, like to pluck chords like this, or to roll chords. That's my ring finger at the top, thumb, index, middle, ring. So we'll do those kinds of things, but for now, just become proficient with the thumb and index, learn this rolling pattern, outside, inside, and be able to adjust the thumb to the appropriate bass note and make those changes just very connected and fluid, and we'll take this to other places. So practice up, enjoy, and I will see you again soon on another video. Thanks.